guys, Mrs. Traver here. Today we're going to talk about writing linear equations. So our learning target is that you can write an equation of a line given varied information. We're going to see lots of different situations today, and the goal is always to write the equation in y-intercept form. So let's jump in. On our first example, what we're given is slope and a y-intercept, and our goal each time is to write an equation in slope-intercept form. Well, this time I'm given slope and an intercept, so I literally just plug them in to the equation y equals mx plus b, recognizing that slope is m and b is our y-intercept. So I've got y equals 2x minus 4. That one's nice and cute. Let's try another. This time I'm given a line, and again I need a slope and I need a y-intercept. So let's find those from the graph first. A y-intercept is one where it's going through the y-axis. So if I find the y-axis and where it coincides with the line, it is right there at positive 4. I already have one point bolded in. Let's find another that's going right through the crosshairs. I see one here as well as one here. So I can use any combination of these points to find slope by making a slope triangle. If I do that, I notice I went up 3 and right 2. So my slope was rise 3, run 2. I've got everything I need now to write my equation y equals mx plus b. Let's try another. This one, we're giving a point and the slope. So if I'm looking at my y equals mx plus b equation, I already have an m, and I also have an x and a y that have been given to me. I just don't have the y-intercept yet. So let's plug the things in that we do have. Instead of y, we're going to say negative 1 equals. Instead of m, I'm going to say 2. Instead of x, I'm going to say negative 3. Now I don't know b, so I'm going to say plus b. So again, we're plugging in a negative 1, a 2, and a negative 3 to each of those spots. We can clean it up a little bit. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. And then I can add 6 to both sides in order to cancel it. Negative 1 plus 6 is 5. So now I have my b. I've got, as a final answer, y equals mx, they told me slope already, plus b, the 5 we just found. Another one here, number 4, we've got 2 points given to us. Let's try to find the slope and the intercept. Let's find slope first. We know that the slope is found by looking at the change in y's, also known as the rise, over the run, or the change in x's. So if I remember that formula, then I'm going to subtract my y's on top, negative 2 and minus negative 4. And on the bottom, I've got 0 minus negative 5. Simplifying, this double negative becomes a positive here, and I have negative 2 plus 4 is 2. And another double negative becomes a positive to get 5 as my slope. I'd like to find b as well. Remember though that when we have a slope, oops, my line got a little bit funky there. When I have a line and the slope is coinciding, that we want to notice that our y-intercept is wherever we cross the y-axis, and these points are always going to be 0, b. We actually already have a point that is set up like that. So I can tell right from here that b is negative 2. I have everything I need to write my line, which is y equals 2/5 x minus 2. On number 5, we've got 2 points, and notice that neither of them have a y-intercept. Again, we always look for something that's in that format, 0b, but I don't have that. So I will have to do all the work to get m and b this time. Let's start with m for our slope. Rise is negative 5 minus negative 1. Oops, I made a mistake there. I got to make sure I don't do that I forgot a negative. So hang on, let me fix it. I've got, again, negative 5 minus negative 1 on top. On bottom, I've got 4 minus 2. My double negative becomes a positive, so really I've got negative 5 plus 1, or negative 4 on top. On bottom, 4 minus 2 is 2. I can simplify negative 4 over 2 is negative 2. I now have my m. Let's use this m as well as one of the points x, y to solve for b. Now you can pick either point. I'm going to pick the one on the left. So instead of y equals, I'm going to have negative 1 equals. Instead of m, I have negative 2. And instead of x, I have 2. Simplifying, negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. And I can add 4 to both sides to show that I have 3 equals b. I now have my m and my b to write my final equation, y equals negative 2x plus 3. On this one, I've given 2 bits of information again, that it is through -5, 3, and it's also horizontal. Now, let's remind ourselves what it means to be horizontal. Horizontal lines go like this. Well, actually, that was a really horrible horizontal line. All right, on number 6, we're given 2 bits of information again. It says that we go through the point -5, 3, and it's horizontal. Let's think about what the picture of this looks like. So I'm not going to draw the whole thing out with the number line, but I do know I'm going through the point -5, 3. So I'm going to label that. And horizontal lines go this way. So I have a little picture of what this looks like. When I write my equation for this one, it's going to be a little bit different than most. So I know that I need a y equals mx plus b, so an m and a b. Let's find slope first. Now I can pick any other point on the line, noticing that any point I pick on the line has no rise. So when I'm solving for slope, I have 0 for my rise, and I have some number for run. Like say this was -1, 3 instead, then it moved over 4. But it doesn't really matter because of the fact that there's a 0 on top. So my slope is 0. Let's fill that part in. My y-intercept then I can find myself. So let's plug in an x and a y and a 0 for slope. So I've got y equals, or 3 equals, 0 times -5 plus b. These will cancel because 0 times anything is 0. And I can see that b is 3. So therefore my equation y equals mx plus b turns into y equals 0x plus 3. Or really just y equals 3. Now I want you to remember that horizontal lines are always y equals equations, and they always have 0 slopes. So really a shortcut that we could have done from the fresh start is said, well hey, horizontal line, that means there's a 0 slope. And if there's a 0 slope, then it's just y equals b. And the b is whatever number was in the y spot. So in this case, it's y equals 3. And we could come to that conclusion a lot more quickly as well if we know these 2 facts. That's all I've got for today, guys. I hope this has been a good review of all linear equations. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. See you next time.